We have a defensive juggernaut, but how should you build his hidden potential? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the INT Majin Buu Good from this year's Golden Week campaign. He is the other half of the Golden Week units, and we are going to be taking a look at his hidden potential and deciding what may be the best build for him, because unlike the Goku, this guy can kind of go any which way. So let's take a look at his kit and figure out which one we want to go with. So he is a Majin Buu Saga Sworn Enemies or Storied Figures, Key 3, HP Attack Defense 170. He also gives 30% to Worldwide Chaos and Resurrected Warriors. On his 12 key super attack, he is raising defense infinitely, while also greatly raising attack for the turn and causing immense damage to the enemy. He has an interest animation that he activates once only. He will recover 10% HP and an additional 10% HP for the first 5 turns while that entrance animation is up. So basically 20% HP every turn. He has Key 2, attack defense 150%. He has an additional attack defense 150% when performing a super attack. He launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack, and he guards all attacks when HP is 50% or more at the start of turn. He can recover 10% HP at the end of the turn if HP is 30% or less at the end of the turn. He can also recover an additional 10% HP. He does have the ability to revive with HP fully recovered if he is KO'd. He has the Survive KO attack ability once per turn, and he has the additional attack and defense 100% and guards all attacks and launches a guaranteed additional super from the turn in which he or an ally performs the revive. He also recovers candy HP from any candies on the field. So dude's doing a whole lot. He's got additionals, he's got healing. He can deal a bit of damage with the extra attack he's doing, right? He has the same greatly raised attack on his super attack, even if it is for the turn, combined with that 150% attack and defense raise on super. So he can actually put up some pretty good numbers. So we can kind of go any which way looking at all of this, right? He is a defense stacker, which means our general rule may want to apply to him, right? For the general rule for defense stackers is you want to invest fully in them the additional attack to fully get them to build that defense much quicker, right? So as an int type, going full additionals, right, meaning you have the dupes to invest all hidden potential nodes into additionals, would net you at about 15 hidden potential nodes, totaling in about 30% extra chance to do an additional attack. If you added the extra 10, right, 5 each for skill orbs, if you had the gold slot open, then you're talking about 50% chance to do an additional super attack. So that means on those revive turns, he has the potential of launching 4 super attacks, each of which raising his defense. So that can be really powerful. Unfortunately, this guy kind of has to break that traditional rule with our hidden potentials for defense raisers. And that is simply because when looking at his kit, unlike other revive characters or other characters, right, who typically launch all of these attacks, he has no built-in effective against all types or critical hit. So he has no way to do a critical hit on his own. So knowing that, in my opinion, I think the best upgrade for him would be to give him critical hit. As an int type like the additionals, the best he can do is 50% if you invested fully and gave him those skill orbs, otherwise 30% without that. So his attack can get pretty good. He's not probably going to match Goku, but he will match and go beyond, if allowed to, defense because of his stacking. So the critical hit just kind of helps him mitigate the one thing he can't do. But of course, if you don't intend to use Buu as a attacker, right, because he's got other big attackers on his turn. His slot 2 unit, in fact, the guy you want right next to him, this evil Buu, he's your attacker. People give a lot of hate to him, but he is Buu's attacker. So you may not need the critical hit if you're going to be focusing on him. And LR Buhan, too, for that matter, may be the other one. The other thing to consider is this guy may be a good attacker. If he's anything like the Gotenks, he may just be the extra attack that the Buu team needs. So, knowing that, you may not want to invest the critical hit. You may want to just focus on his ability to be defensive, right? So either one I think really works for him. The only hidden potential I would say probably isn't the best for him is evasion, right? And that is because even though you can get an extra 20%, 30% if you give him the skill orbs chance to dodge, he is a defensive unit. You're building that defense with his additional attacks, and now you have that extra little assurance with the dodge. The problem with giving this character dodge is this line here, right? The survive KO attacks and revives and the additional attacks that he gets on his revival and his guard. The thing is, he's the only revival unit currently on his team. He doesn't really have any others that would work. There are a few others, but they don't synergize well with the team. So, I mean, you have Metal Cooler, yes, but I mean, you're not really trying to run him. So it's pretty much just him. Knowing that, you may not want the dodge. If he's got to be the one to take the hit, he's already stacking defense. He's already got all this other healing going on. It's already hard enough to get him to revive. So knowing that, you may not want the extra dodge on him, potentially missing that 1 or 2 attack or super that you need him to take in order to get his revive off, right? And you want that revive to go off because then you get additional attacks, you get guard, you get HP recovery, and it's that much easier to activate his active skills. So that would be probably the only hidden potential I wouldn't recommend for Buu. So first and foremost, I would say critical hit's probably his best to make up for the one thing he doesn't have. Otherwise, build him up as a defense stacker, give him additional attack with some sub crit. Either one of those builds I think would really benefit him. He's doing enough additionals already that I think you could justify going into critical hit. But that's just my opinion. So guys, that is it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know what hidden potential did you put into your Majin Buu good if you pulled him. And if you didn't pull him, what hidden potential are you thinking based on what you've seen here, what you've seen of the unit? Like I said before, there are either way with crit or additionals, you aren't wrong. It really just depends on how you want to structure your unit. Do you want them to have a little bit of attack, or you want to just focus solely on the defense? Up to you. Either one I think is a halfway decent build. So that's it for the video, guys. If nothing else, thanks for watching, and aloha.